Hello everyone and welcome to V8's Online's live broadcast of Round 6 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Australia Championship presented by Sim Racing Bay. Round 6 of what has proven to be a fantastic championship has landed at Virginia International Raceway tonight for a 45-minute race preceded by 40 minutes of qualifying. We hope you can join us for that. I'm Rhys Gardiner and joining me in the commentary box and directing is Jay Kennedy. Jay, it's time to go Porsche Carrera Cup racing again.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you, Rhys. I'm really looking forward to it. Our apologies firstly for not bringing you any coverage of last week's event. Unfortunately, I was very unwell, so wasn't able to bring a broadcast together last week, but we'll make up for it tonight and we'll hopefully have an absolutely fantastic race tonight.
Yeah, certainly. Virginia International Raceway, one of the tracks that is the most highly regarded in the world to come from the United States. It's one of the first purpose-built road racing tracks to be constructed in the United States, and for most of its existence, aside from an extended closure in the 1990s, it's proven to be a track that's very challenging for the drivers. Despite being widened, it's still a very narrow circuit. It bucks and dives, it twists and turns, and in these Porsche Carrera Cup cars, it's certainly a challenge.
Oh, for sure, but one man that's got it sort of dialed in and worked out already is Josh Muggleton. He's absolutely storming away from the field here in practice. He's already got pretty much a second on the rest of the field at the moment, but after that, is nice and tight and close.
Yeah, certainly. Wow, I only just took a look at the timing screen myself. That's quite the margin that that Muggleton has got, but yeah, as you said, behind him, the times are very close. Got Ben Dowell and Bo Albert rounding out the top three, of course, so that's three different teams with representation in the top three, which is pretty good to see. Josh Muggleton of Trans-Tasman Racing, Ben Dowell from Team TTL, and Bo Albert from Evolution Racing Team, recently graduated from the Hornets development program over at ERT to become a full-time driver, so congratulations to him.
Yeah, good job, Bo. He's come a long way and done a very good job. He's fairly new to iRacing in comparison to a lot of the guys that we see, but he's picked it up very well and doing a great job, so well done to Bo. Another guy that's doing a great job as well is Dillon Sheppard. He's really lifted, I think, in the last month and a half. He's sort of come a long way and starting to get his head down, bum up, and pushing towards the pointy end of every race he's in.
Yeah, certainly. Dillon Sheppard, of course, joined the Positive Sim Racing Driver Development Program and has been using Virtual Racing School to hone his craft. And yeah, that's really showing up there in fifth on a 48.424. Yes. That is indeed the time he set down, just eyes and brain not communicating just yet.
It is the end of the weekend, so we're allowed to have a bit of leeway, I think. Yeah, very close overall. Fairly long track, so you expect to see the times a little bit spread, and 2 seconds separating the top 12 at the moment, which is pretty tight for considering how close or how long the lap is here, how many possibilities there are to make a mistake. But we would definitely see the field close up a bit. Always do in qualifying. It definitely closes up. Should be good quali coming up in about 4.5 minutes time. I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too, and yeah, the field that we've got tonight is fantastic. We have seen the numbers drop in this series slightly, but it's good to see that it's bounced back somewhat. We currently got 28 drivers in the server, 24 having set times in practice, so it's a very good field of cars we've got here today with some very quick guys spread throughout.
Yeah, some guys that probably haven't shown their full potential yet. Gary Hamilton probably back in the field a little bit from where we'd expect, 2 seconds off the pace, so expect to see him move up a bit. Also have Ashley, who's been pretty prevalent in the mid-pack. He hasn't joined the server yet, so typical talk driver joining late. And Forzan El Nabi as well, back in 21st. He's 7 seconds off the pace at the moment, but I would expect him to shoot up towards the pointy end by the end of that 40.
Yeah, certainly. Forzan has shown flashes of brilliance in the V8 supercar, and he's certainly shown his worth in the times that he has raced the Carrera Cup cars. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do from his current position. He's currently returned to the garage and disconnected from the server, though. So I don't know. Maybe he's doing a quick restart or something like that. Hopefully, we see him back in the session before qualifying gets going. Looking down through the field, we're seeing making an appearance Jordan Mcdonald in 12th position. Has currently started another lap. Of course, we know Jordan from our broadcasts of the New Zealand and New Zealand and Australian, iRacing Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. Quite a mouthful of a series name, but he's the guy who runs the thing, and he's also a very regular competitor in it, and a recent signing to Performance Motorsports.
Yeah, and I think he's really enjoying the time that he's spending over at that team as well. That's a team, as Jordan goes off the track, a team that's really lifted its stocks and raised its game over the last few months. So a team to be reckoned with, really, in the coming years throughout the Australian-New Zealand community. Because we just see Kane Kugamiya move up the time sheets. Jumped into 8th position.
Yeah, Kane Kugamiya, of course, for TTL. And we've seen another change up in the top. Yeah. That's quite the jump there, 48.014. So that puts him pretty much square between Bo Albert and Scott Larnack, splitting the ERT teammates by about 0.2 either side. So Stuart Hall, haven't seen much of him lately, but definitely making his mark in the dying minutes of this practice session.
And 4 teams in the top 4 positions as well now, which is really, really cool to see. So can't say that one team has a dominant or has a setup that's working over everyone else, because we've got 4 different teams up the pointy end, which is what we want to see. We want to see different teams up towards the front. So good to see that.
Yeah, it certainly is, as we see Stuart Hall going through the S's at VIR in this very challenging left-hander that goes over the rise and down through the dip up to Oak Tree Turn. Now, Oak Tree Turn, of course, as Stuart Hall just avoids what appears to be Kane Kugamiya. That oak tree down at the apex of that turn, unfortunately, is not in real life anymore. I think it was blown over during a storm. Fortunately, iRacing was able to scan the track before that unfortunate event happened, and so now you can see why the Oak Tree Corner gets its name.
I think it's one track. We always see all these posts out there to get rescans of tracks, and I think VIR is one track that nobody wants rescanned purely because of Oak Tree. I think it'd be a sad moment if it disappeared off our screen, albeit now technically unrealistic. I just noticed Scott Larnack has jumped up into 4th position practice session. Stuart Hall.
Good stuff from Scott.
Across the start-finish line, and not able to improve on his lap, even with a little bit of draft at the end, but we're at the end of the session.
Yeah, we certainly are. In a few seconds' time, we'll be ticking over to the qualifying session. It's an extended session, 40 minutes as opposed to the 30 minutes that we've seen in the past. So the drivers will have some extra time to perfect their lines around this circuit. And there are many different lines you can take. There's so many corners, if depending on what you count as a corner. Obviously, there's a ton of them, whichever way you decide to go. But qualifying has started, and now we see the drivers filing out of the pits, and leading the way is going to be Josh Muggleton.
But Muggo probably will just get out there, punch in that fast time he's been setting, and then go from there. He'll try and make sure he gets that banker into the 46s, which is incredibly quick around this track.
Oh, yeah.
From memory, I think the V8 Supercar from Scops last year was low 50s or 49s possibly, so I'm probably going to get proven wrong on that fact, but from memory I'm fairly sure that's the lap times that it does. So
if anything, it'd be an average, a good average, 1 minute 50 or thereabouts. But yeah, looking at the track conditions, we've got fairly cool circuit. It's about 29 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, 24-degree air temperature. So it's nice, cool conditions out there, and they'll definitely be getting the best out of those tyres. Awful lot of rubber getting laid down on the circuit already. So Josh Muggleton just slowing down, it seems. To let Albert by.
Interesting.
Must be looking to get a draft.
Yeah, possibly get some draft, or wants to get a bit more heat into the tyres before he actually starts off on his lap. Interesting with the morning weather that the sun that going off the track just ahead. It's
It's
Corey.
Corey Ott.
Yeah.
I think he might have misinterpreted Muggo's slowing down and went for a move that wasn't really happening.
I think Muggo's more slowing down to give himself a gap so that he doesn't catch the two cars that have gone past him, which a lot of guys seem to forget that you don't necessarily want to be tucked up behind another car, and you definitely don't want to close up on a car coming at to the end of your lap. But,
Definitely not.
Muggo starting this flying lap. Very long out lap too for these guys too, which will not help.
Yeah, certainly. Very, very long outlap here at VIR. And as we see Bo Albert going through this opening section of the lap, it's very flat, turns sort of between gears, and that'll be an off-track, I think, already for Bo Albert. It's a very narrow section of course. Then you got the really challenging entry to the S's, where you basically got a straight line as much as you can without actually going off those curbs. So, yeah, that's one area that can make or break your lap, especially in a car like this, where you got to try and keep the weight on the front coming into a corner, but then as much weight on the rear as you can coming out.
The track that we in Australia love because of its similarities in some aspects to Bathurst. It's the Bathurst without the walls, we always used to say. Before we actually had Bathurst in iRacing, this was our Bathurst. This was as close as we could get without actually having it. So it's a track that means a lot to a lot of the Australian-New Zealand iRacing community, which I'm pretty sure you would agree with, Rose.
Oh yeah, I certainly would. You know, of course, every track is subjective. I'm personally not the biggest fan of VIR myself, as any long-time subscribers of my YouTube channel will probably attest to. But I can't deny its significance and the fact that it is considered to be one of the greatest racetracks in the world, and it certainly has everything it needs.
Would not agree more with that. I think it's an amazing circuit, and one that, although has had some changes in real life in the recent history due to the oak tree no longer being around, but still an amazing circuit. Muggleton straight into the 146, 146.990.
Yep, and he instantly pulls to a stop and goes back to the garage. So looks like representative lap times being set. Gary Hamilton has just gone to third on a 48.5.
All where we'd expect him to be. Got Simon Mazzomo on screen, who's a little bit slower in regards to pace, but he's very, very consistent when it comes to race time. So, a guy that's very, very proud at the moment. He's in top 10 in the championship at the moment, and very, very impressed with his performance. So, as he should be. Top 10 in a championship, absolutely nothing to frown at. So,
yeah, certainly. He crosses the line to, I believe, start a hot lap. So, we'll see what he can do on this one. Very difficult braking zone to turn one. It's so easy to run wide, and you've got to stick to the right-hand side of the circuit in order to set yourself up for this double left-hander here. Braking just after the apex. Mazzomo struggling a little bit under brakes there, saw a little bit of oversteer. Being quite a bit of rubber laid down in the braking zones, and there was a car spun just there. Not sure who that was, but that's something that will happen quite a bit around a track like this. Let's see how he tackles the S's here. This set of turns is one of the most challenging in the world. Almost flat out, but looks like Mazzomo, yeah, a bit too narrow of an entry. He needed to jump on the anchors a little bit just to keep his car on the track, but fortunately he's managed to get through there without having too bad of an incident.
I don't think it'll count as an off track, but he definitely did have to check up a fair bit twice. Comes through Oak Tree and then down the back straight.
Yeah, and this back straight seems to go on forever, and when you're learning this circuit, it does get a little bit interesting because you don't quite know where your turn-in point is for this braking zone up here. One last dip, and then you wait for the 1 marker, then you drift to the left under brakes, and then you instantly right and over this cascading piece of racetrack, the roller coaster. And then you're up to the final 2 turns. Just try to use the curbs as efficiently as you can, and then hard on the throttle through this flat-out final turn, and away you go down the start-finish stretch. Let's see what kind of lap time Mazzomo has done, if he even has done a lap that's counted. It's going to not count, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. It looked pretty good, except for that one little whoopsie through through the S's. We've got Gary Hamilton on screen.
Yeah, Hamilton just going through the S's. Oh, yeah, just jumping on the anchors a little bit.
Nice work of the curbs. He on two wheels both ways. That's a little bit too wide though. As he's now off the track and into the fence. That will not count for this lap.
Yep, and it's something we've seen all season. Drivers getting caught out by these Porsche's tendency to understeer, of course. So you got to remember these things have the engine slung over, even a little past the rear wheels. So about 60 to 70% of the weight is on the rear. So under brakes, it's very, very important to make sure that you brake efficiently and also not use the throttle at all. Maintenance throttle is a terrible idea in these cars, and you need to get your turn in just right. And as Gary Hamilton found out there, you don't get it right at a place like this, it can really mess you up.
Saw then Gene Fitties as well having the exact same issue. A little bit too much oversteer, bouncing off the curbs and slung him around. So we've got Lewis Solar on screen, a new name to the series.
Yeah, certainly. That's a guy that I have not seen before. Blowing down on the back stretch.
Got an out lap, so go back to him in a little bit. Trying to find someone on a flying lap. I thought Bo Albert is on a lap. We'll go to him.
All right, Bo Albert, obviously in second place. We'll be looking to either consolidate that or get closer to Muggleton. Of course, it's only about 7/10 separating him and Muggleton at the moment, so he is just in reach, and looks like he's slowed down at the end of this lap, possibly to try and run up for another one. So, see what Bo can do.
Definitely
now
off
in
the pace, because he's now just ticked over the 1 minute 50, so this lap will not be a competitive time. 1:52, so not going to be good enough.
Nonetheless, we'll have to wait and see what he can do from here. Still, second place on this grid is nothing to sneeze at, and if he still ends up there by the end of the session, I'm sure that he'll be happy.
With the pace that Muggleton's got in this car, I'm pretty sure everyone will be pretty impressed with second. 7/10 of a second over the rest of the field. At the moment, around he goes.
Damn, that's a real shame. Yeah, so easy to do as well. Just get on the throttle a little bit too early, and those rears brake traction. The big heavy rear end of these cars isn't going to stop for much.
Lewis Solar on screen now, who is currently in 17th position. We said a new name to the series.
Yes, indeed. He's just come up to the top of the hill in the S's.
Understeer. And off the track he goes. So that's lap done.
As a driver, that is just so frustrating. That's one of those turns where you need to get your line absolutely perfect. There's no alternative line through there. You either hit the apex or you don't.
Yeah, it's a tough one. We've got Stuart Hall on screen now, who's currently in P4.
Yep, Stuart Hall just coming out of Oak Tree, making sure he gets that nice launch onto the back stretch down past the alternative pits for the club layouts.
Amazing circuit, this one. I absolutely love circuit. It's always incredibly fun. You will definitely not agree with me, Reese, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I think it's a fantastic circuit. Looks like Stuart Hall may have slowed down going for another lap. So Alex Greenwood's about to cross the start-finish line. No, he's on an out lap as well. Doing well here, aren't I?
It's all good.
Go to George Johnson. He is on a lap.
Yeah. All right, George Johnson, the man behind the series, of course. He's the guy who does all of the administration and organization for this series, and he's done a really good job of it. In my opinion, one of the best series organizers I've ever encountered. You can't say that he doesn't communicate with the drivers. Every few days he's sending out something new, a little update to the rules, or new information about an event. And he isn't doing too bad for himself in terms of times either. He's currently in 14th position, so he's in the top half of the field or thereabouts.
He's moved his way forward throughout the series as it's progressed as well. At the start of the series, he was back at the last couple of positions, and every week he's slowly big off there. slowly moving his way up the field, which is really, really good to see. But I think I just put the commentator's curse on him for sure.
It's all
I'll
good.
take fault for that. Sorry, George.
All good, I'm sure he would say. Did a bad job of turning that one around.
Yeah, you did. You did.
We've got two drivers joining the server at the moment. Looks like Lewis Kugerly and Brendan Jackson are in the process of joining the server. Kugerly has just joined up.
I've actually just been encouraged to join from people in the chat, which I think is pretty cool. They've told him, hey, go and get in there and race. Haven't seen you drive in a while. All right, I will. So he's gone and jumped in. I've got Jay Boving on screen, though, at the moment. He's currently P7. Driver that we could see right up towards the pointy end of this field.
Yes, indeed. Jay Boving, he's one of those drivers that's always there or thereabouts. Up in the upper reaches of the top 10. He's going to go across the line, do a 48.236. That's going to put him up to 4th place. Fantastic stuff.
Lap.
Very good lap indeed.
Mark Dean having a little bit of a spin just ahead of him. A slow spin. So we just go to try and check Bo Albert finishing his lap, but he's facing the wrong direction, so we won't worry about Bo's lap. We've got Scott Larnack, though, who's about to finish a lap.
Yeah, Larnack, of course, another one of those drivers that is always near the pointy end. It's very unusual to see them down in the doldrums. Larnack exiting the final turn, see if he can improve.
Ben Dow's just gone to second. Great lap.
Yeah, good lap from
47.5. Larnack crosses the line.
47.6. So that puts him to 3rd.
Change in amongst the top 3. Boving, who we just saw put in a great lap, he's dropped back to 5th. Bo Albert back to 4th. Larnack 3rd. Dow 2nd. Muggleton still in 1st position.
Yeah, looks like no one can get near Muggleton at the moment.
Best of the rest battle is quite good, though. Got a Gary Hamilton, who is on a flying lap as well.
Yep. Just coming through the S's. Oh no, and he's lost it.
They're doing a good job of this tonight.
Yeah, that change of the direction coming through the S's it's very easy to get caught out by that. So that's completely understandable from Gary Hamilton. It looks like Thomas Hins might be either on a lap or gearing up to start one.
He's just about to start a flying lap. We've got Mark Dean about to finish the lap, so we'll finish this lap off for him. No, we won't, because on an out lap. Lap is not... Already had that spin at the start of the lap, so we'll go to Thomas Hins and we'll follow this lap. Another guy that's really improved over the last recent bit of time.
Yeah, certainly. He's been in and amongst the community for quite some time.
You're wondering where you know his name from? He commentates with us, so...
He certainly does. Got to start communicating, commentating, sorry, in the European scene on other sims. Recently made the move over to iRacing, and actually, it was at this track where he commentated with us for the first time. The Virginia 500.
Yep, nearly 12 months ago.
Very long time ago. Well, he exits Oak Tree, and down the back straight he goes. Interestingly, Virginia International Raceway, as Thomas comes through the final few turns of the lap, I wanted to say it's almost in North Carolina. Actually, I believe it was created by some drivers from North Carolina who wanted a place to race. So they got a place just over the border in Alton, Virginia. That's only a few miles north of the border. Hinsey does 48.42.
Good lap.
6th place.
Great lap. Go to Bo Albert, who is a flyer once more. Comes down the back straight.
Yeah, and blinking a little bit, it seems.
Not just his headlights, you're meaning, either?
No. Looks like he's just slowing down.
Yep, he's going to... Jay Boving's not far off. We're halfway through the lap. We'll go to him.
Alrighty, Jay Boving once again. If I can find him. Looks like Lewis Kugeley just there off the track in front of him. Boving taking a very narrow entry into Oak Tree. That's okay. That's one of the things that you can do. And I'm noticing Steve Hoppett disconnected after saying in the text chat, "To hell with this track." Poor Steve, not having a very good time.
No, I've just messaged a few of my teammates to see if they were actually coming into race tonight, and they've gone, nope, not at VIR. So they don't enjoy this place in this car, but I know they enjoy this track, but not in this car. So it's a very, very tough track. As we're talking about with the oversteer and the way the throttle works, it's very, very tough. See Boving all sorts of crossed up coming through the last two corners. That
he
is
hit
exact
that curve
thing,
just right.
Hit it very well, and I think he had just about the right amount of slide too. Come across the line. This is a 48.5, I think.
Yeah, 5.15, so
enough.
it's not an improvement. So come down into the first turn and try again. But yeah, those curbs in the final part of the lap, you hit them just right and you absolutely smash over them. We saw Jay Boving going up on two wheels there. Very impressive. Is Stuart Hall on the lap at the moment?
Yes, he is. Go to him. He's going to do a mid 48 here, I think.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good, this one.
48.1, I think this might be. Might jump up a couple of spots here.
217.
Yeah,
so
up to
fifth.
fifth. Good lap.
Excellent.
Gary Hamilton's also on a lap about to finish at the moment, coming through the last two corners.
Got on the throttle just a little late out of the final turn. Oh, tiny bit crossed up, but across the line he's going to go. What's
It's going to be
this
about
one
the
going to
same
be?
as his best, I think. His best is a 48.
It's not going to count. That's a shame.
Go to Jordan Mcdonald, who's on a flying lap. Best lap is a 48.8 at the moment.
And he has taken that turn right.
Yeah, he's done a great job through this part. Get the power on nice and early down the back straight. He was laughing. Look at that. Great job.
Oh, excellent. Seeing quite a bit of dust there on the right-hand side of the circuit out of Oak Tree. Down back straight, the ever so long back straight. Seeing curbs and access roads and alternative layouts flashing by, and you're thinking, when do I start braking? Well, that's where you start braking.
Almost getting taken out. I think that was Kane Kugamiya in the background. Almost, and there's another car off in front of him too.
Yeah, Mcdonald got crossed up there in the final section of the lap, so that's going to cost him a few tenths.
It looks not too bad though. He's done a pretty good job. We're actually at the halfway point in this session already as well. This has flown by.
Yeah, it certainly has. Jordan Mcdonald is going to come across the line. It's going to be a 48.9, so unfortunately not an improvement. It looked like it was going to be an improvement until he came up to that final section.
Yeah, that last couple of corners really cost him, unfortunately, so I'm sure he'll go again. We'll go to Andrew Stokes, who's on a flying lap in the car number 67. Currently in P17, he's the only driver on a flying lap, on a first flying lap. Okay, there's a couple of guys still on flying laps, but they're a couple of laps in. Stokes, currently 17th, best lap, a 149.7. That second half of the field is really, really close. So from 9th through to 19th is a second.
That is absolutely crazy, yeah, especially around a track of this length. Virginia International, Andrew Stokes locking up into Oak Tree.
May not hurt him too much, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, because it's not necessarily about how you enter that section, it's about how you exit. And it looked like he absolutely nailed that exit. But VIR, 20 turns we're seeing, and 5.26 kilometers. So that's a pretty long length for a non-Grand Prix circuit. Andrew Stokes, locking up once again. Of course, this Porsche has brakes that are very easy to lock up. Of course, opinions differ on how accurate that is to the real thing, but you cannot deny that it provides quite a bit of a challenge in terms of driving this car. But Andrew Stokes coming out of the final turn now, just once again almost sliding over that curb. Let's see what he can do. Currently a 49.719 is his time. It's going to be no time.
That's unfortunate, because it actually looked like the time that I was seeing on the live timing was actually very, very good improvement for him. So that's not what he would have wanted in regards to not actually setting a time.
I think when I think when we first went to Stokes, it looked like he just got his off track at the start of the S's. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that lap was ruined long before. That is unfortunate for Andrew, but always go again. Got 20 minutes, or 18 minutes rather, to get it done.
Got Scott Larnack on screen now. He's on a flying lap. Current best, which is third position, is a 1:47.59. Needs 3/100ths of a second to improve up to the next spot, which is Ben Dow. The Dillon Sheppard move into the top 8 with a very, very good lap of 48.5.
Yep, good lap from Sheppard. I saw Larnack lost a bit of traction coming out of Oak Tree. Just dipped a wheel somewhat into the dirt, so that might hurt him a little bit. I love that orange Logitech G car. That's a very nice shade of orange.
Yep, very nice.
So through the final section, Larnack goes. Taking that curb beautifully, just using that dip in the road to his advantage. Like a perfectly controlled final section. We'll see what he can do here. Currently third on a 47.59. 47.57. So that's an improvement. Moves him a little bit closer to Ben Dow.
18 thousandths of a second now behind Dow. So he halved that gap that he had. It was 39 hundredths of a second. It's now down to 18.
Excellent stuff from Scott Larnack. I'm seeing Jay Boving just exiting the pits once again to have another go at assaulting the top 5.
Gary Hamilton is on a lap and he's about to get... Oh, about to say he's about to have traffic ahead of him, but traffic that was ahead of him jumped off the track unintentionally out of the way at Oak Tree, and he's got a great exit and a great run down the back straight.
Gary Hamilton.
Comes past this little section, the little kink off to the side, known as Madison Avenue. Yeah, I know my tracks too, Reese.
Got some competition.
Nah, I only know a couple of corners. Roller coaster through here.
Yep.
And then up to Hog Pen at the end of the lap. And then that's it. I don't know anymore.
That's okay. It's okay, Jay. you get a sticker. It's a scratch. It's a scratch and sniff one.
Oh. I don't know if I want to smell it.
Gary Hamilton crossing the line.
Oh, there we go.
What we can do here. 48.152. He goes to 5th.
Oh, good lap. Great lap.
Yeah.
So good jump for him. It looks like he's got a little bit left in it. Bo Albert's on a lap. But we'll go to Josh Muggleton, who is on a flying lap at the moment. Hasn't been able to improve since that first lap of a 46.990.
Well, that's something that we've seen from Muggleton throughout the season. He sets a really good lap at the start of the session and then doesn't quite seem to be able to get near it. I think his bankers turn out to be full cash-ins. Oh, that was very close to an off-track, I think. Yeah, and he's already slowed down. He's given up. So, yeah, just took a little bit too much curb in the S's.
Go to Griffin Gardner, who is on a flying lap at the moment, running the Imitation Mobile 1 HSV Racing Team Porsche.
Yeah, very nice livery there.
Technically it works because Walkinshaw Racing, obviously that team running Porsches in the GT3 series. So sort of not really, well, it's not historically or correct and accurate. Technically is in a way.
Yeah,
I think I got what I was trying to say.
Yeah, one way or another.
I just took the very, very long way around.
Took as many twists and turns as this track tends to do.
I think I ran the full layout instead of the GP layout.
Yeah, that's all right. There's some good sections in that. But Griffin Gardner's skin, yeah, I agree. It's a very nice looking livery on that Porsche. He's coming down to Roller Coaster and Hogpen now. Oh, just got a little bit of a lock up. Running wide.
Best lap's a 49.5. It looks like he's pulled out of it and going to have another crack. Go to Jay Boving, who's on another flying lap. He's got a little bit of draft ahead too.
Yeah, certainly has. Jay Boving down to 7th place now, so he'll be looking to make some more improvements. The traffic gets out of the way. That was David Coleman just in front of him.
Don't know if that was intentional or not as well. But he got out of the way.
And over the apex he goes, out of the turn. And now it's just a waiting game. Up through the gears. Make sure that you keep your sights set ahead. And don't miss your brake marker.
which is very, very easy to do because I don't think you realise when you're driving how fast you're going until you go to put your foot on the brake and you've already missed your braking marker by 50 metres.
Yeah, certainly a very easy thing to do at this track. Got those. It's got those corner markers that are numbers leading up to the corner rather than distance markers. I gotta say, like as a metric-loving Australian, I do prefer my distance markers rather than number markers. But your mileage may vary. J Boving 48.303, no improvement.
Much the same lap time as his best, only off by 7/100ths of a. Go to Bo Albert, who is on a flying lap, coming through Oak Tree.
Yeah, Bo Albert there, past the pits and then past the water tower over on the left-hand side. Gets on the brakes nicely. Oh, little bit of squirrely under brakes, but he's managed to keep it together. Oh, missed the curve there at Hog Pen.
That's going to lose a few k's per hour there, but he might. No, he's going to pull into the pit. Go once.
Practice pit entry there, almost entering sideways.
Got Mcdonald on screen now. Way he's bouncing it off the curbs. That's good through Hog Pen. This looks good.
Yeah, he's obviously got that car sorted as Jordan. Currently on the verge of the top 10. Let's see if he can get inside it. Jordan Mcdonald. Oh, yep, 49.417.
Dean on a flying lap as well, who's actually the next person in the queue behind John McDonald. So McDonald in 11th, Mark Dean in 12th. Best lap 148.854. Only needs 3/100ths of a second. Jump one spot. If you can gain 3/10, he gains 4 spots.
Goodness me, that's quite the jump that he potentially get Mark Dean all the way over to the other side of the circuit.
Improved. I'm pretty sure he's improved here.
48.7. So yeah, he jumps spot. Jordan.
Yep, and only just off David Coleman. He's 0.06 of a second away.
Oh, that is tantalizingly close.
Stuart Hall's on a lap. We'll go to him.
Yep, Stuart Hall bouncing off the curb there at Oak Tree and very, very crossed up on entry.
Thought he was going to rotate it, then he did a great job to actually get the power down and still got a good exit out onto the back straight. This is good.
Yeah, very good lap from Stuart Hall so far, from what I've seen. Down he goes, nice and smooth on entry. Doesn't use too much of the curb. Over the curb he goes once again. Very smooth exit.
Good, the end of this lap. Best is 48.2.
48.139.
Improves. What? Back to 6 and he moves up to 5th.
Excellent. So the top 5 at the moment are Josh Muggleton, Ben Dowell, Scott Larnack, Bo Albert, and your man on screen, Stuart Hall.
Another man inside the top 5. We'll go to Scott Larnack as he comes around Oak Tree on a flying lap.
Yep. He's pretty good as Larnack. Like, he has yet to win a race in this series, but he's always been very close to it. I mean, of course, Muggleton has been the man to beat throughout the entire season, and his victory stretch was only broken by Bo Albert last round. Looks like Scott Larnack is pulling over there.
Go to Ben Dowell next. You look livery for the TTL guys this week. A little bit more black, a little bit of a different shade of orange in these cars.
Yeah, certainly. It's more of a it's less of a sunset orange and more of an orange juice orange.
More of a burnt orange as opposed to a brownish shade of orange.
Yeah, certainly. Well, Ben Dowell's given up on that, and he is going out of the pits once again.
Muggleton is on a lap, though, just coming up through the S's and up towards Oak Tree. We've only got 8 minutes left in this session. This has absolutely flown by.
Yeah, certainly has. Waiting It's not much of a waiting game. There's always something happening out on this track.
With the way the field's spread, it's been good because there's always someone on a hot lap, so we can actually watch someone. Unlike we've seen in other series where the field compresses up and all runs out together, we've seen times drop as the session's gone on as well.
Yep, so Muggleton nice and measured into roller coaster, just touching the curb. Very nice line. Went slightly wide by about a tyre width there, but looks like a good end of the lap. We'll see if he can make an improvement. 46.87, so he consolidates his pole.
Yep, gains a 10th. Pretty impressive around this track. Guys well and truly off the track behind him there. Go to Mark Mcdonald. Currently P14 in the 216 machine. Just starting a flying lap.
And while we've been focusing on these other guys, Thomas Hinz has gone up to 5th place. So, yeah, very good stuff from Hinzy.
47, so 7.9 for Tom. Lap. Great lap, actually.
Yeah, very good lap. He isn't that far off down Lana Canal, but only a few tenths.
I'd be happy with a 7 and a 47.
Mark Macdonald flashes his lights, lets him by. Wow, just absolutely barreling through the S's as Macdonald. I think he's very happy with his car on this lap.
Look, it's got it very, very well fixed. Track. He's just right amount of curb, almost getting the brakes to the point of lock up there through Oak Tree, but I think they have compromised his exit a little bit there.
Yeah, just a little.
Much speed through the big corner. I think it's slowed him down a little bit. He's flashing the lights as he's coming down the back straight to let these guys know he's on a flying lap.
Yep, he passes Simon Mazzomo. Very aggressive entry, Mark, and sticking right to the inside of the corner. Yeah, this is a very confident looking lap from Mark.
Yeah, he's doing really well. I'm very, very impressed with how this lap looks. Current best lap is a 49.1. Getting into the 48s, I'm sure he'll be absolutely over the moon, and he does. I think he's taken a whole second off here.
48.0.
Wow,
that puts
what a
him
lap,
all the way up to 6th.
Great lap.
Fantastic lap.
That's how you pass half the field. Just do it in quali.
Yeah, that's it.
Great lap.
No better time to do it. At least you don't have any cars in front of you.
A tenth of a second or under a tenth of a second wins. That's how good the lap was.
That is absolutely fantastic. So Mark Macdonald, one of the internationals in this field, the only international in the field, actually, if you don't count Mr. Johnson himself. But yeah,
Lana,
doing a very good job.
Just jumped to second right there. We just had the end of the lap on screen. Ahead of Ben Dowell by nearly 0.2 of a second. Cut the gap back to Muggleton to half a second. Great job.
Yep. Nice stuff, creeping ever closer.
Gordon McDonald on screen. Not many drivers out on track. They know that there's not much time left in the session. They've pretty much given up, but some guys are still out there trying to punch in laps. Gordon McDonald is one of them. Currently P13. Current best lap is still at 48.8.
Yep, certainly is. Well, this will be one of his final chances, especially around a lap as long as at VIR. See how he attacks the S's. Just lifting off the throttle a little bit on the brakes now for this right-hander. Get himself over to the right-hand side of the circuit for an optimum entry into the left, over the curb, over the crest. Now using the compression to help launch his car into the Oak Tree section, bouncing off the curb. Get the car turned in, smash on the throttle, and away he goes. That was a very good section from Jordan.
He did very, very well at the end of that lap there, so we'll see if he can finish it off. If he can, he might get up a few spots, as we just saw Mark Mcdonald do, because that's all you need to do is be consistent and aggressive.
Yep, certainly is. Consistent and aggressive are often hard to achieve simultaneously. Wow.
I can't achieve either of them, let alone simultaneously. So.
Ooh.
just on the edge there. 2 wheels in the dirt,
Yeah.
but thankfully it didn't loop him around. This looks pretty good.
If anything, it aided his entry into that corner, got the car rotated just a little bit. Let's see what Jordan Mcdonald can do from here. Currently in 13th
He's
on a
gained.
48.8, 48.6. That's going to put him into 11th.
Great lap. Finish for him there. Bo Albert is on a lap. It's on his last chance, I believe. Not long left in this session. Albert on a lap. We've got Macdonald, Lana not far off starting laps, as well as Hamilton. So keep an eye on all of those guys.
Yep. So Albert's lines so far through the S has been looking. Oh no, that's going to be an off track. Commentator's curse. Sorry, Bo. Oh, and into the tyres he goes.
That's all right. I'm sure Bo can get you back. Broadcast.
Haha. I haven't had good luck in, in IMSA in the
trust
last
me,
couple
I've
of weeks.
seen, mate. I've seen. You've the only luck you've had has been bad. If it wasn't for bad luck, you'd have none.
Yeah, I suppose
Alex Greenwood just competing, well, just about to start a flying lap. So I'll go with Greenwood, currently right on the edge of the top 15, driving for Progression Racing Australia.
Indeed. Through the opening section, which is decidedly more technical than the rest of the lap. He runs wide, but he just keeps it on the track. Very well done to recover.
My favourite section of the track here, getting out of this corner here, wanting to make sure you don't slide the car too much, then up through all the gears, absolutely planted. You're trying to gain as much time as you can by optimising your shift, and then you come up to this amazing section here through the S's, as committed as you can get, 2 wheels over each curb, trying to stay as flat as you can. You know you can't, your brain wants to. Actually, didn't hurt him as much as I thought it was going to then.
Yeah, certainly. I just saw him going wide at that right-hander, and I thought, oh no, he's not going to be able to bring it back to the right in time.
Oh,
Greenwood.
there it is, just off the track. Might get
That's
time to go
unfortunate.
again though. Good for him, but really hurt his tyres. But he's got. We'll go to Mark Dean, about to finish a flying lap though. Current best lap, 48.7.
Yep, in 13th position as it stands, car number 50. Onto the brakes he goes. Keep a nice light touch on that brake pedal, don't lock them. Stay nice and tight through that curb section. Very nice line. Just kicking up a little bit of dust, but that's not going to hurt him too much. Nice smooth exit. It looked like a very strong end to that lap.
He finished it off very, very well. Don't think he's going to improve here. I think it's just a 10th off his best. And
Yep.
it is 48.8 for him. So that'll be session done with only 20 seconds left. I don't think he can improve. Go to Coriot, about to finish his final attempt. Big lock up. That'll be loss of time there through roller coaster. Possibly
Yep.
not.
Very aggressive over that curb at Hogpen, but manages to keep it on the grey stuff.
Checkered flag is now out, so done.
48.9 from Coriot.
Oh,
and,
1,000th off his best lap.
Oh man, that would have to be frustrating.
That would be painful. Go to Bo Albert, who's on flying lap. We'll go, actually, before we do that, we'll go to Gary Hamilton, then we'll go to Albert and Hin. We're about to finish their final attempts.
Yep. So, first off, Gary Hamilton, currently in 8th place. He's only a couple of hundredths off Stuart Hall and the top 7, just keeping that rear end under control. Tell you what, compared to some of the other laps that we've seen, Gary Hamilton's always looked like he's just on the edge of losing it in this car. I don't know how happy he is with the behavior of that car, or if he likes it a bit loose, but we'll see. He does a 48.5, so that's no improvement from him.
We go to Dillon Sheppard before we go back to Thomas Hinds, coming out of the final corner of Hogpen, down the front straight. Lap 48.5. Got a little bit to gain a spot. I think he has, though.
48.2. 9th place.
The 9th. Good lap. Bob Albert's off the track, so he's done. So Thomas Hinds will be the last driver to potentially improve on his lap time.
Indeed. So into the turn we go. Another nice line. Lovely seeing cars go through this section perfectly, but Hin's just getting a little bit leery. on corner exit. Oh, I think he might have taken a bit too much curb there. Yep, he
out of
has.
it.
Lap over. So, I think that's the field done, basically.
Drivers that possibly lap Simon Zomo might lap, possibly. Wait for him to lap, we'll see. He's out of
He's
it.
going slow.
Yep. Run through the starting grid. Start with Josh Muggleton on pole position. 0.6 of a second ahead of the rest of the field. Scott Larnack second. Ben Dowell in third position. Bo Albert fourth. Thomas Hinz, Mark Mcdonald in Stuart Hall. Gary Hamilton, Dillon Sheppard, and Joe Boving rounding out the top 10.
Jordan Mcdonald in 11th place with Lewis Kugeley, pipping his way into 12th right at the end. Pretty good for someone who only decided to join about halfway through the qualifying session. David Coleman in 13th with Mark Dean 14th. Corey Otts 15th. Griffin Gardner in 16th. And the top 20 is rounded out by Alex Greenwood, Andrew Stokes, George Johnson, and David Kinmond.
Yeah, then we've got Simon Mazzomo next in Biddies. Daniel Stevens, Brendan Jackson, Solar, Mark Turner, and then we've got a few guys that haven't put in lap times. Jared Filsell, who's joined right at the last second. Kane Kukamea, Forzen El Nabi, who if he's returning. Nick Cummins as well, Jared Timon, and Steve Poppett. So we'll see how many of those guys actually turn up to do this race.
Make sure to take a pause for breath, Jay.
Oh, I'm right. I'm on it. I did keep going though, didn't I? I better breathe. Right.
Yeah, hooked up to the old oxygen tank we are. Constant supply into our lungs.
Definitely make sure we breathe. Get ready to go. You see our Facebook post today. We now have a Discord channel. If you'd like to come in and join us and have a bit of a chat, have a bit of a laugh. Link on our Facebook page, also in the broadcast tonight. So if you want to come and join us, or any teams that are looking for somewhere for their team to hang out, let us know. We can create your channels, all of our commentary for a couple of weeks' time. Make the switch. I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. A fantastic initiative getting that Discord server together. Place for the entire community to get together and just be sim racers. Green flag has flown. Away we go.
Good jump.
Yeah, very good jump. Looks like one person that has lost out is Stuart Hall, though, coming into turn one.
Look at the jump that Muggleton's got. That next pack of cars, nice
teammates.
and tight.
Looked like Albert and Larnack just got together a little bit. Oh, we got a spinner back in the field.
Watch out, they're going to come across the track. It's Jordan Mcdonald.
Oh, no.
He's managed to hold it before went off the track. So I went into the rest of the field, which is good.
Yep, and Jared Filsell already making his way through the field. He's passed what looks to be about 10 or 15 cars.
Yeah, he's up to 17th already.
Wow. So Jared Filsell making his way up through the field. They are single file or thereabouts as they go through the S's.
Love this shot, looking at all the cars moving as they go through the S's. Really, really cool view.
Oh no, Jared Filsell is spun. He's off the track.
Yep. Well and truly off the track too. You can actually join up with the rest of the circuit over there. Yeah, for our cameraman. And he'll rejoin in last position.
Yeah. Looks like we got some shuffling.
Daniel Stevens off the track as well. We'll try and get a replay of what happened to Muggleton. To Filsell.
Difficult when they're driving the same colour car, right?
Yep. Don't make
Looks
it easy
like
for us.
We might have a pass getting set up. Simon Mazzomo and David Kinmond down side by side into roller coaster. Looks like Mazzomo has just held back a little bit.
Replay on screen now of for Filsell. You're disappointed with that. He made his way up to 17th. A little bit too much curb through the last of the right-handers in the S's.
Yep.
Got him around.
Mcdonald and Albert side by side into turn one, meanwhile. Like McDonald's just had to yield to Albert.
While that's happened though, Larnack and Dowell have been able to break away from these guys.
Yeah, they're staying in touch with Muggo, aren't they?
They are staying with him, which I'm a little bit surprised with. I thought with that pace difference that Muggo would have pulled away quite quickly, but 0.8 of a second, they're still going to be in the draft, and with these big long straights, they will definitely stick with him. But the draft
Yeah.
is probably broken between Larnack and Albert.
Yeah, that's looking like the case. So it's going to be a defending game from Albert, depending on what Mcdonald can do. Mcdonald currently under pressure from Hinz and Hamilton. Oh, and Mcdonald's run wide. Here he goes into the grass. That's going to leave the door open for Hinz slightly, but Mcdonald stays in the middle of the track. Doesn't let Hinz through.
Hamilton thought about making a move then too, but then realised that Mcdonald had checked up the field, so he didn't go and make the move on Hinz. But he's got a good run here, as Hamilton.
Such a long train behind them. A long snake of cars going down the straight. Here we go. Hamilton is going to pull out of the draft and see if he can try and stick one up the inside of Hinz. No. Can't make a move as easily in this part of the circuit as you would think. So Hamilton just yields and it stays the same.
You guys who have entered the pits with issues, we've got Mark Turner and Jared Timon both out of the race.
Yeah,
first back to second, now out to a second.
Oh, we've had a big incident back in the field, Jay. I've just checked. Corey Ott involved in that, as was Simon Mazzomo and Mark Turner.
Try and get a replay of that.
Yeah, very odd incident. It looks like we had a few cars already around, but then more of them spun. So Mark Turner now out of the race. Meanwhile, Dowell and Larnack. Looks like Larnack's gotten past Dowell. Wow, what a pass.
Replay of that for you.
Yeah, that pass went on for a few corners. It looks like Larnack just forced Dowell into the old over-under situation and going side by side through the first section of the circuit. And Larnack made the pass courageously around the outside of one of the most difficult places to pass on the track, and that's the start of the S's.
Replay on screen now.
Unfortunately, that has meant that it's business as usual for Josh Muggleton out the front. He's got a huge gap.
It's now at 3 seconds, but that rest of that pack now rages on. The next 12 cars separated by 7 seconds. That's nothing in this field, in this car.
Absolutely insane gap there, and it looks like Dowell versus Larnack is definitely not over. You can see Dowell on the back of Larnack now as they come through the final few turns. He was really aggressive under brakes.
This is going to be an interesting battle here now that Larnack's got ahead. Dowell, very, very good driver. Bo Albert, very, very accomplished as well in his very, very short career in iRacing. And then Mark Mcdonald, who we saw do a good job earlier in the series as well. So pretty much every guy in this top 10, we could say, has a potential to win this race. Muggleton's just pulled away very, very quickly. Ben Dowell, Dowell off the track. And he's going to lose a few positions too. He's going to drop in behind Dillon Sheppard by the looks, and he's going to lose more spots as he gathers up his car. He's going to have no straight line speed down this straight. Jay Boving will probably get him as well, who he has a fair bit of damage to his car at the front.
And we'll see about that. Sorry for going all quiet there. I thought I'd unmuted my microphone, but it hadn't. This button is malfunctioning a little bit, I think.
I was like, oh, Reese, you've gone quiet on me. You're still there, buddy. Thomas Hinz and Gary Hamilton, that's a battle that's really heating up once more. They were side by side a little bit through roller coaster, and now Hamilton is putting all sorts of pressure on the back of Hinz.
Yeah, certainly. See what he can do down the front stretch, you can draft and then outbrake the guy in front of you. Looks like Hamilton just having a tiny little look. He closes up on Hinz under brakes, but Hinz has a more direct line towards the apex of the first turn. We're seeing a car go wide behind them. I think that's Stuart Hall. Oh, and he's caught out Ben Dowell there, who had to alter his line, and now Dowell is under pressure from Boving.
The Ben Dowell, that's pretty devastating one corner issue for him. It's dropped him from third, and he's now back in ninth and struggling to make his way back through the field. He will have great pace on these guys, but thought he was going to spin it there. He's really going to have to work hard to get through this field, who all know how to race very, very well.
Yeah, they certainly do. And around a track like VIR, as I said, further to the start of the broadcast, it's a very narrow track. Have a look at Hamilton on Hinz. Oh, goodness me. Hamilton just a little bit more traction out of that left-hander. Let's see what he can do into Oak Tree. Hinz taking a good exit, but of course Hamilton has got the draft now, and it looks like he's very, very close. I think he might try to put a move on Hinz.
Yeah, I think he will as well. He's got the run. He may not be close enough by the time they get to the corner, the braking zone. He might actually
have a go. He is.
Good move.
And yeah, there we go. Hinz is going to yield. Wow, amazing that Gary Hamilton was able to pull that up. Looked like he almost lost control over the apex.
Yeah, great bit of driving there. He did a very, very good job. Very, very impressed by that.
Very impressive pass.
Doing something. Oh, Hamilton. He's looped it right on cue at Hogped.
Oh, and look, Dillon Sheppard has gone past Hinz as a result of that.
Just went to look away to someone else as I saw Griffin Gardner was slow on the track, and all of a sudden around goes Hamilton, and through goes Sheppard. The Sheppard's now up to fifth.
Wow. We'll need to have a replay of that, I think, because what on earth happened to Gary Hamilton?
I think he's just taken too much curb through the second part of Hogped, and it's ripped the front right-hand wheel and then looped it around.
That is
now on the replay.
Real shame. Yeah. It's just a classic case of getting caught on the grass.
Yep. Left rear on the grass. Power down. Corner done. But Thomas Hinz now. Have a look at the pressure he's putting on Dillon Sheppard.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane here, and it looks like Dillon Sheppard is holding up this entire pack at the moment. They got Stuart Hall and Ben Dowell right behind them. This is a proper four-car train we've got going here. Now, I guess it's just up to Hinz to try and find a way past Sheppard, but Dillon Sheppard, having been teammates with him before, I know he doesn't make it easy.
That's what you want too. You don't want to have it just nice and easy and a simple pass. You want to actually make these guys earn their passes and earn their positions. So good to see him making it difficult. That's what you want to see. Muggleton, though, he's out to 5 seconds at the front.
Yeah, Muggleton absolutely smashing it out there at the front, and it looks like Hinz now. Really gaining on Sheppard. Sheppard squeezes him just a little bit.
Have a look at the angry pack behind that are waiting to take advantage as well.
I'm rubbing my hands together, Jay. This is looking great.
Going to be good fun. We've still got half an hour or more left in the race. Have a look at Stuart Hall and Ben Dowell. Dowell almost bump drafting Stuart Hall through the change of direction.
Ooh, Dowell just blinking a little bit, but this is excellent racing. Oh, what happened to Hinz? I saw him moving around a little bit weirdly. I don't know if that was netcode or not. It looked like suddenly weaved the wheel a little bit, but doesn't look like that's hurt him too much as
Ben Dowell up
Stuart
inside.
Hall goes wide. Yep. And it looks like Hall is going to yield to Dowell.
That puts Dowell back up to 7th, so he's now going 2 spots from his earlier off. But what a battle this is turning into.
This is fantastic. This is now a 6-car train.
Yep.
As we see Jay Boving and David Coleman at the back of this. This is the battle from 10th to 5th.
Yeah, great battle. Dillon Sheppard leading the way in this battle, though, and he's doing a great job of making it difficult for the guys behind, which is what you need, what you want. Oh, look at the commitment levels there. Sheppard bouncing it off the curbs, almost sideways coming through the last right-hander.
Yeah, so close to running wide. That's definitely an off track at the end of that curb, but he manages to keep it together.
A little bit of a change to the regulations this week for the off-track limits of these guys. They've now got a soft and a hard DQ limit. 20 incidents in the race, which is off-track penalties or car collisions. We'll deem them a time penalty. 28 will disqualify them from the race.
Yeah, so they'll have to watch what they're doing out there. Hins really closing up to the back of Sheppard here. Looks like Sheppard's very strong in the S's section of the track, but up here towards the end of the lap and then the start of the next one, it looks like Hins just closes back up to him. We'll see what they can do down at the front straight once again. It looks like Hins has got a little bit of a run on Sheppard. Of course, Sheppard nursing a little bit of front end damage. Sheppard is going to just hold his line, and Hins is going to go to the inside. Doesn't seem to be gaining much under brakes.
Oh, big lock up from Shep.
Yep.
And he's still got it.
Right to the apex.
Yep, good move.
Yep.
Well held. I thought
Yeah,
Hins had
definitely.
enough there. I thought he was up close enough to get that move done. He had the run. But Sheppard did a great job of just closing off that little kink in the front straight. Meant that
and I
Hins had to go to the outside, which then compromised his speed coming up to that passing opportunity.
Yeah, certainly, and I think Hins definitely saw that coming from Shep, so he just decided to slow down a little bit more at the end of the braking zone and just let Sheppard take the line.
Now he's got to worry about Ben Dowell behind, so Hins has got to worry about trying to get past Sheppard and looking in his rear vision mirror because Ben Dowell wants to go through as well. Hins goes through, I think Dowell will follow him through, but Hins isn't careful. Dowell will just shuffle him out of that position straight away.
Yeah, and have a look at how close they are now as they come up to Oak Tree for the 8th time in this race. Oh, can Hins get a good exit? I don't know. He seemed to be very aggressive on entry, but of course that might have hurt his exit a little bit. He doesn't have much of a run.
David Coleman's run off the track, so he's now out of that battle pack. Jay Boving and Gary Hamilton have dropped off from that as well. Just noticing, have a look at the battle. Second and third has started to heat up as well. But Hins side by side with Sheppard, and Dowell tries to go through, won't be able to.
Oh my goodness, there's so much at play here. So much is going on at once, and every single one of these drivers has got something different to fight for. This is fantastic.
Jared Philsell proving why you need to do practice. He's now out of the race. Oh, Dowell with a big moment coming onto the straight. A big wiggle. Manages to compose himself and not lose any speed. He's still got to run.
This is fantastic. Might he try and make a move into turn one? He
Of course
goes
he
to
will.
the inside. He doesn't quite have the gain in the brakes.
Jeez, Hins broke really late there because look at the gain that he got on Sheppard.
Nearly ran himself off the road there, but he managed to somehow keep it on the racing line. Fantastic stuff. Here we go, Dowell. Oh, so close to the rear bumper of Thomas Hins.
We're a third of the way through this race now. We're on lap 9. The predictometer says 25 for this one tonight. I think it'll be pretty close to right. This is fantastic battle. Look at the wheel work from
Can't take
Dowell.
my eyes off it. Fantastic.
Sorry to the guys up the front. We're staying with this battle.
Yeah, this is great.
Lana and Albert have spread a little bit though, which makes it a little bit easier for us not to focus on that battle.
Yeah, this looks like a very consistent gap between second, third, and fourth there. It's the battle from fifth back, or sixth back as well, that we're really looking at. Dowell and Hins so close. Now the track's a veritable sandpit coming out of Oak Tree.
Didn't look too good before these guys got into the qualifying, but now it absolutely is destroyed. They've brought so much dirt up onto the track coming up to roller coaster for the 9th time.
Gap still staying very consistent. Like Sheppard's managed to pull out a little gap on Hins, but see there, coming out of the last turn. Looks like Shep's just getting on the throttle a little bit later. He takes a more aggressive entry into hold pen, but that delays his throttle application. That allows Hins to sort of close up on him a little bit. Oh, looks like Hins is going. Oh, Dowell!
Big move from Dowell.
Yeah,
And he's in there now.
I don't think that was entirely intentional from Dowell. It was a very late move. I think he might have just missed his brake marker a little bit, but Hins manages to stay in front.
Gary Hamilton just behind has managed to pass Jay Boving. The Hamilton now will try and close up onto this battle pack. I think he has the pace to do it too.
Yeah, I certainly think he does. It'll be a great fight back from Gary Hamilton if he'd be able to get into this battle and pass these guys. But, with Hins and Dowell involved in this battle between themselves as they are, it's not going to be easy to find a way past that.
That's Muggleton now 7.7 second gap back to Lana. Bo Albert in third, Mark Mcdonald in fourth. Then we've got the battle for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th on screen. Dillon Sheppard in 5th, Thomas Hinds in 6th position, Ben Dowell 7th, Stuart Hall in 8th position. Running out the 10 is Gary Hamilton and Jay Boving. The rest of the field a little bit behind, but this pack has been awesome to watch.
It certainly has. I'm just flicking through the field. Sir Lewis Cougarly go off at Oak Tree. So that's unfortunate for him. Doesn't look like there's many other battles going on through the field. So, yeah, I think this is where it is.
Yeah, this is definitely the battle to watch.
Corey Ott and looks to be Lewis Solar currently involved in a battle down in the field, but they're not particularly close together. I think Gene Fiddis was almost in there with them, but ran off track, so let's put paid to that for now. Back to this battle, though. Hinds just sticking his nose at the inside of Sheppard into turn one once again.
This has been really, really good to watch. I'm really impressed with A, the gap that they're maintaining, but B, that they haven't made any contact. That's been a very, very impressive thing from these guys. They've kept it as tight and as close as they are, but haven't made contact. Corey Ott and Daniel Stevens pass for position back up, back in the field. Ott up to 19th position.
Yep, oh, here we go. Hinds and Dowell once again super duper close through the S's. And at the speed that they're going through these turns, the amount of aero disturbance, I mean, these cars aren't as aerodynamically sensitive as most other cars, but aero push still has a bit of an effect. So through those S's, you've really got to predict what the car is going to do before you even think about turning in for any of those corners. Now down the back straight, looks like Dowell is going to get a bit of a run on Hinds in the final section as they come over the crest. But still, he's not quite close enough to pull a move on him. Bloody close, though, almost touching his bumper.
Fantastic how close that these guys are getting, and they're also giving each other racing room at the same time as being as close as they are. They're just giving each other just the right amount of room to be gentlemanly. I got that out. But also making sure that the other cars know they're there, but not making contact. It's fantastic because we're almost at the halfway point of this race, starting the 12th lap.
Yep, certainly. And I think, look at Dowell around the outside of Hinds. Can he hold it? Not quite. I tell you what, a really good view is bumper cam on Hinds, the gearbox camera. Absolutely fantastic. Oh,
big contact. And around goes Hinds. And unlucky there for Stuart Hall.
Really
and
unlucky. Also,
that was Gary Hamilton. They've both made contact. Ben Dowell's pulled over. He's redressing that position, but he may have damage as well. That is very, very unfortunate. As soon as we start talking up how well they're doing by not giving each other, by not making contact, there's a big, big crash between them. We'll get a replay though.
Yeah, certainly. That's a real shame. That's never how you want to see a battle end. But let's have another look at that. So, looks like Dowell just losing it under brakes. I think he might have missed his brake marker a little bit, and just slides into the back of Hinds, and Hinds goes right around, and is unfortunately collected, but he manages to get going again. And looks like Dowell waited for Hinds to redress, which is good to see.
Yep, and Dowell's now actually out of the race. He's already returned back to the pits. His race done, unfortunately. He's got too much damage to continue. Actually looked like there wasn't a huge amount of contact between Hinds and Dowell. It was more the contact with the next couple of cars that hurt Hinds and Dowell as well. So hopefully Gary Hamilton and Stuart Hall have continued on okay, but that's unfortunately ended that amazing battle that we had.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's certainly not what we wanted to see, but nonetheless, looks like at the very least Hinds has managed to keep going. He's fallen back to 9th place, unfortunately.
Josh Muggleton on screen now as we reach halfway, lap 13. But we will have another 13 more. Currently leads by 7.6 seconds. His best lap, though, not the fastest lap of the race. How's that? Fastest lap of the race goes to Bo Albert by 1/1000th of a second. Fastest lap of a 1:48.007. Actually, looking at one lot of timing, it's saying that they've both done identical lap times. Another timing, it's saying there's 1,000. Either way, Muggleton and Albert both with pretty much the same lap time. And Scott Larnack only 5/100ths off his pace in regards to fastest lap of the race.
That's some very consistent running. Oh, it looks like we've got the caution flag out for an incident down in the field.
Yep.
Or was that for the Hins incident?
Possibly. Either way, the competition caution's been thrown. A few guys will come in and try and get a little bit of damage fixed, I'm fairly sure. Some drivers might take fresh tyres. Other guys will just stay out and push on.
Yeah, well, the safety car lights are now on, and it's just waiting at the end of the pits to pick up Josh Muggleton, our race leader. Josh Muggleton in the text chat seems a bit confused as to why the caution has been called.
May not find out either. Okay.
Either way, this is going to close up the field, and we're going to have the opportunity to take a bit of a break from the constant talking, Jay.
Whew. Catch your breath, grab a drink.
Yeah.
We're going to have about 15 minutes of amazing racing to finish this race off. I'm really looking forward to it. Larnack and Albert will be closed up behind Muggleton once more. Sheppard's going to have to try and defend his position off Gary Hamilton, who's got really good pace. And Thomas Hins might be able to make his way back through the field, depending on how bad his damage is.
Yeah. We got an awful lot to look forward to here in round 6 of Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. Yeah, I certainly can't wait to see what the next half of this race is going to throw up after a fantastic first half.
Been absolutely amazing race. Series just always delivers fun, fantastic, close racing. So next week we've got Scops, and I believe it's a week after that we're back for it once again.
Yeah, certainly. I'm really looking forward to that as well. Sundays at V8s Online are always the best of days.
Every day's a good day at V8s Online.
Yeah, certainly. Stuff. Broadcasting all this racing for you guys. Remember, you can catch us just about any day of the week here on YouTube and on Twitch and Facebook as well.
Yep.
Be sure to like and follow us on whatever social media app you like to go for, and stay up to date with us.
Yep, a bit of a public service announcement. This Thursday night there will not be an IMSA broadcast, unfortunately. Me and the family are going to go away on a little holiday, so won't be home Thursday night, but try and work out a way to get some live timing up at least, but can't guarantee that. But yeah, Thursday night there won't be an IMSA broadcast, but we will do our best to make up for it. Of course, Monday night, tomorrow night, we will have the V8 Supercar Phillip Island tomorrow night, which always delivers a fantastic race. And Wednesday night, have the Formula Renault City as well. Weekend off to Motegi for EMR Porsche Super Cup and V8 Scops as well. Really looking forward to next weekend in regards to broadcast. Yeah, Thursday night we will not have an IMSA broadcast, so make sure you let your friends know we're having a night off. Going to have a little bit of family time. Safety car, we're not quite sure what the safety car is for, but regardless of why it's out, we're quite happy it's out because it's meant that the field is nice and close once more. I can't personally see who safety car or what it was thrown for, and we haven't been advised as to why, so either way it's out, and they'll go green next time by. As you may have heard and seen as well, we now have a Discord channel. If you would like to jump in and join us on our Discord channel, it's open for anybody at all, so link is in our description on our YouTube link. If you would like to jump in, teams can for their own team chat as well. Got a few teams who have signed up. They're going to use that for their team channel. There's been some really fun discussions today while real world racing was happening, so if you want to jump in, make sure you jump on. It should be a bit of fun. Nice hub for the Oz NZ iRacing community. So make sure you jump on and check it out. Not far away now. The lights are out on the safety car. Won't be far away from getting back underway, and I'm really looking forward to this race. We're going to have about 14-15 minutes of racing.
Yeah, certainly. I'm really looking forward to seeing that safety car pull away, and we can see this 22 or so strong field of Carrera Cup cars go racing once again at VIR, America's Nürburgring, or America's Bathurst, whichever way you want to put it. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what Lana and Albert, the ERT teammates, can do against Muggleton, and see if they can actually stay with him this time round.
Yeah, hopefully they can stay with us. Bo Albert gives us an additional flash of the headlights. Hopefully we'll see them stick with him, but I think the competition between Larnack, Albert and Mcdonald will mean that they will battle amongst themselves and Muggleton all the way. But I'd love to say that won't be the case, but I think that will be what will happen. We'll see. Only 15 minutes to go. You never know what will happen.
Yeah, certainly don't. Well, they're up to Oak Tree once again. Now it'll be the long run down the back straight, which, you know, down it's a long time to wait for sure under racing conditions, but when you're under safety car conditions and you're just you're coasting at about 90 kilometers an hour, it becomes quite tedious. So as you can see, quite a few drivers have started weaving to keep some heat in their tires.
It's really long straight, and there's not much left after the big long straight to get some heat into the tires too, so they'll be making sure they get as much heat as they can in now. They get set up. I wouldn't be surprised if Muggleton drops off a little from the safety car as well. Rules of this series are that Muggleton can take off whenever he pleases once the safety car has left the circuit. So I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls a bit of a gap from the safety car and then goes once the safety car pulls in. He's starting to pull back now.
Yep. Safety car is going to go along at its scripted speed of 88 kilometers an hour, and of course, once it pulls off to the right-hand side of the circuit at the entry to pit lane, the field will be under Muggleton's control, and C's bunching them up already. We'll see when he decides to go one final weave of the tyres. The safety car is going to go into the pits right now, and Muggleton is already away.
He may actually have technically passed the safety car there, so I'll be interested to see if that's a legitimate start. But have a look at this pack here. Albert, Mcdonald, Sheppard. Albert's missed it completely. Mcdonald's gone to the outside. Sheppard up the inside, and he's going to get a spot.
Wow, excellent stuff. Yeah, I think
Mcdonald nearly
sleeping.
Yep. I think he might have been questioning what Muggleton was doing, and then, oh, hang on, he's actually gone. So I better go. Gene Fiddies has looped it at the first corner as well, so unfortunate for him. But Albert, Sheppard, Mcdonald and Hamilton's right there now too. Hamilton's doing a great job making his way back through the field.
Yeah, actually, funny you mentioned that. Gary Hamilton is now up from his starting position. He started 8th. He's now in 6th.
Yeah, great job from him to work his way back through the field.
Paul and Boving, meanwhile, behind them. And look who's in the picture once again. Thomas Hins.
Yep, he's coming back through. He's got pace. We know that. He just wasn't able to quite get past Sheppard. And Sheppard's been the biggest winner out of this safety car period. He is now right there. Lewis Kugley off the track, though. He's lost a couple of
Stuart
spots.
Hall wide. He's going to lose a couple of spots here. Looks like Mark Dean is going to go past him there.
Thomas Hims has now got 1 spot. Gordon Mcdonald giving a flash as they're going down the straight too. But Bo Albert, Dillon Sheppard's a great battle to watch right now. Sheppard, now the driver applying the pressure rather than defending, is the attacker.
Yeah, certainly, and I think that proves more than anything, racing is just as much about staying out of trouble as it is about being fast.
Exactly correct. To finish first you must finish, as they always say.
Oh,
big moment for Albert.
Yep, Sheppard's going to try and go by here. Albert's sticking to the left.
Muggleton in the lane. Muggleton in the lane. So Muggleton
Oh.
has received a penalty for passing the safety car. I'm very sure of that.
That's completely changed the face of this race. So that battle for third between Albert and Shep is now a battle for second.
I thought that he went a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Thought that was a little bit too aggressive from him. And that has really hurt Muggleton. He's now back in 19th position.
Wow. So he is going to want to try and get as many positions back as he can before the end. Unfortunately, it looks like the win is completely out of the question for Muggleton now after pretty much dominating the race so far. Real shame, but that's promoted Scott Larnack to the race lead.
Battle on screen is the battle for second. Albert, Sheppard, Mcdonald and Hamilton. We've got 4 cars who could potentially take this second place away.
Yeah, certainly. And look, Albert just pulling away a bit from Shep. And it looks like Mcdonald is up to the back of Dillon Sheppard now, really applying some pressure coming into Oak Tree. Little bit of a wider entry. It looks like Shep was just able to get the power down a little better. Have a look at Gary Hamilton now behind Mark Mcdonald. Very tense coming down the back stretch.
It's a great battle.
Yeah, this is fantastic. The lovely slipstreaming battle, and then you got this rough and bendy, sinewy section of turns in roller coaster. All about your line, all about your driving style through here.
Keep an eye on Muggleton as he makes his way through the field. He's up to 18th position. Not far off Daniel Stevens getting past, and he may actually do it right now. Oh, just gets chopped off coming up the hog pen. And Stevens has run off the track, so wasn't really worth it too much for Stevens. And Muggleton up to 17th. Next driver ahead for him is George Johnson. Dillon Sheppard, though. Mark Mcdonald, Gary Hamilton, trying to get past Bo Albert.
Oh my goodness, this is absolutely fantastic. A 4-car train through here. Sheppard just closed up under brakes on Albert in that section, but looks like, oh, hold on a minute. Looks like Albert might have gone a bit wide on exit. Sheppard is staying with him. A bit of off-track action there for Albert, dipping a couple of wheels into the dirt. And they come up through the S's. You see Mark Macdonald flashing his lights behind Dillon Sheppard. A little bit of a distraction tactic as you usually see in these cars. Over the curbs they go, through the S's, up, down, side to side.
Sounds like you're doing a dance move there with up, down, side to side race, but this looks real.
Well, hey, heel and toe.
Yep, Hamilton. Hamilton's the one to watch here, I think. I think Hamilton's got the best pace out of all these guys. Now, my apologies, I'm not sure why the on-screen timer is showing final lap. We've got 9 minutes 30 left in the race. So we're definitely not on the final lap of the race.
Yep, just ignore that, everybody. I'm sure it'll sort itself soon. But Hamilton, yeah, he definitely stands to gain the most out of here. He's got a 3-car draft, so you know, he's really getting some speed up at the end of that straight.
Muggleton now up to 16th position. The predictometer didn't like that safety car, I think, and now it's just gone haywire, thinking it's the final lap of the race. Sheppard may have a run here, although we were talking earlier, Sheppard was really struggling through that final corner. It's closing up on Albert, but I don't think he's going to be close enough.
Yeah, it looks like the gap's staying roughly the same between them at the end of the straight. Once again, Sheppard, have a look
big
at
moment for Albert.
Just losing it. Oh, a little bit of oversteer. He's able to keep it on line, though. They touch bumpers slightly, Sheppard and Albert.
And they're coming past the lap
who's
car
that?
as well.
Oh, that was a very
Steve
awkward
Hoppert,
place.
I think. Yep.
Yeah.
Tried to get out of the way, but it's not easy to get out of the way.
Yeah, certainly not. Once again, a very narrow circuit. I don't blame Steve at all for that. Oh, Sheppard oversteer.
Oh, big moment again, and here comes Mark Mcdonald. He's going to get him here.
Yeah, and have a look at the gap that has given Bo Albert. Oh my God, they're going to go side by side to the S's.
No, boys, no! Oh, they're doing it! Big moment! Contact between both of them. McDonald's around, Sheppard's continuing on, but he's going to have to slow down because he's cut the course too much. He's got damage as well. We knew that was not going to work. We were both about it. But anyway, it happened.
Okay, well that's another battle unfortunately paid to by an incident. And Mark Mcdonald, after battling for 4th, how would you be?
A replay of that, and we'll show you a slightly different angle. You can see it once more. So coming through is the leader, which is Lana, then Albert, and here we go side by side. Contact between both cars, and around goes everyone, essentially.
Yeah, I think the mistake there was, yeah, definitely going through that first part of the S side by side. These cars are not, they're a bit sluggish on the front, so Sheppard still having his nose up there. I think, you know, he did have a bit of a right to be there, but, you know, I guess I'm not in the driver's seat. I can't really make a judgment call on that one.
Yeah, probably need about another 15 replays. Have a look at Jordan Mcdonald on the back of Jay Boving here. Side by side coming up into turn one. Big moment for Mcdonald. He's all locked up. A little bit of contact, but he's made it through. But
Yep,
Boving's going to come back.
Yep, come back on him. Good old over-under. Never fails. Well, sometimes it does, but it's got a pretty good success rate.
Mark Mcdonald in the pit, so his race done, I'm fairly sure. No, he's continuing on. He's just got an issue with his car. Muggleton up to 14th position. About to... He's actually in this battle pack that we were just watching there. So Muggleton's made his way into this big battle.
Yep, he's got Brendan Jackson in front of him.
Oh, here he goes.
Muggleton's got a hell of a run here, taking to the grass on his way past Brendan Jackson. And so now through the S's, his next target is Corey Ott, and then he's got a huge train in front of them of Stokes, Mcdonald, Boving, Kugeley, Hall, and Dean. So all the way up to 6th place there.
Here he comes. Another move. Corey Ott, side by side here, coming into Oak Tree. He's going to get it done, though. Well done. Good move.
Yeah, very nice. Muggleton obviously having a good pace advantage over these guys, but of course it's one thing to catch up to cars, it's another thing entirely to pass them, and Muggleton knows how to do that.
Yep, definitely knows how to get moves done. Mcdonald and Boving and Lewis Kugley, that's a really good battle. Kugley's done a great job considering he had 0 practice. Put a car off the track. Oh, Jay Boving actually is around.
Oh, yeah.
Missed that. Get a replay of exactly what happened with Jay Boving there.
It's looking like contact between himself and Macdonald.
Yep.
So Macdonald just sticking one up the inside at Roller Coaster, and yeah, Boving turned in, obviously taken by surprise, and into the grass he went. Very
Muggleton's back into the top 10. So how's that?
Wow, that's just a little crazy. Oh, car spun just behind
Jordan
him.
Mcdonald. So he's looped it around. He's lost a fair bit of time. Corey Ott and Brendan Jackson side by side. Have a look at this pack.
Oh, this is great.
David Coleman in there too. And who's that ahead? Andrew Stokes.
Yep.
Oh, they've all got through. How did they do that?
Wow, that's that took a lot of situational awareness and probably more than a sprinkling of luck.
David Coleman's got a very, very good looking car in regards to the way that it's stabilising itself through the corners there, but may not be close enough to get a run. Dillon Sheppard's doing a great job holding off Gary Hamilton, who has Thomas Hinz closing up. Yep,
Hinz back to where he started in 5th place, and he's wow, that's quite the recovery drive, I have to say.
He's doing a very, very good job, so very impressed.
Well, one of the biggest winners out of all of this is Mark Dean, just keeping things consistent. He started 14th, and he's up to 6th place.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. The other big winner out of this race, Tyler, is Brendan Jackson. Lost 13 spots on his starting spot. He started in 24th. He's up to 11th. And he's
excellent.
Now got ahead. He's clear of Corey Ott and David Coleman. Those guys are now battling amongst themselves, and he's starting to pull away and now putting pressure on Andrew Stokes. It's Hamilton. Yeah. Hamilton's off the track at the final corner. Mark Dean goes through. And Thomas Hinz now starting to look at Dillon Sheppard for a possible podium position. I believe we're going to have 2 laps left in this race with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Yep, and yeah.
Muggleton's off the track now. Muggleton's off.
Oh, goodness me.
Big off for Muggleton.
Yeah, that is pretty big. He manages to get back on track, though. What on earth happened to him there? Oh, it's the... Once again, it's the old... in the final turn, just the car gets loose, and then from lock to lock, away it goes.
The same thing we saw in qualifying from a few drivers. Except he went the other way. A few of those guys went into the fence. He's gone all the way out into the dirt and decided to do a bit of lawn mowing, but try and recover it, but Gonna have to work his hardest to get a top 15.
Yeah, certainly. It looks like after a basically flawless first half of the race, the second half of the race has gone absolutely horrifically for Josh Muggleton. But up front, it looks like Scott Larnock and Bo Albert are holding station very nicely. So in the midst of all of that, like the closest battle on track is the Stokes, Ott, Jackson, Coleman battle, as they're coming down the back stretch.
Yeah, Stokes has managed to check out a little bit from Corey Ott.
Oh yeah, Brendan Jackson's fallen back behind him.
Yeah, so saying that he's still in 11th position though. After the issue with Muggleton, he's still in that position that we said he got up to, plus 13. 11th position, but he's got Coleman right behind. Lana crosses the start-finish line on what I believe will be the last lap of the race. 1:40 left on the clock, so I'm pretty sure this will be the last race.
Yeah, I think it certainly will be. Yes, indeed, the timer is almost about to run out. We've got to say, like, Revolution Racing Team, it's been a good last 2 rounds, hasn't it?
It has been,
Albert,
yeah.
Of course, winning last round, and it looks like they're on track to get a 1-2.
Hey, who we've got to watch on this last lap? It's down to under a second, Hins to Sheppard. He's going to have the draft here coming up through the S's. He's got the pace. Is he going to actually be able to get this move done he tried to get done in a little while?
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be Hins versus Sheppard, round 2, Redux. We'll see who comes out on top this time round. Hopefully they can close up and we can see a great battle on the last lap for the last podium position. Having said that, Hins goes wide on the run up to Oak Tree.
Sheppard's closed up on Albert too this lap.
Yeah, that's quite the jump, certainly. Well, we'll see how it goes.
30 seconds on the clock.
Yep, Larnock just coming up to roller coaster now, wondering if it is going to be the last lap. It's going to be close.
We'll be very close. I don't know if we'll get another lap or not. I think this will be the last lap. Larnock coming up to the final complex of corners here, up through Hogpen. Yeah, checkered flag will be out. 4 seconds on the clock now. So this is the final lap of the race. Scott Larnock through the final corner for the final time. Unexpected result for him after the dominant performance from Muggleton in qualifying. Larnock picks up the win. Bo Albert in second. Dillon Sheppard in third.
Fantastic result for Evolution Racing Team. A 1-2 finish. Recent Hornets graduate, both of them, Larnock and Albert, taking a magnificent 1-2 for ERT.
Oh,
here at
David
round
Coleman.
6.
Big moment at the final corner. He's around and he's struggling to get it composed. He's going to lose out to a fair few drivers in the end. Muggleton's now into the top 15. Coleman's dropped back to 16th. He was up fighting for that top 10.
Ah, real shame for David Coleman there, but that's the way the proverbial cookie crumbles. So, looks like Daniel Stevens is going to hold off David Kinman for position 19. Dean Fiddy's crossing the line in 21st position, so he is going to be the last finisher in this race, it seems, but wow. What a result for ERT. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
Yeah, great drive from those guys. Just going to replay of David Coleman's issue there. Just the same thing we saw with Muggleton only a lap or 2 earlier. Round he goes. So, but yeah, great drive from the guys at ERT. Just kept it out of trouble, kept it up towards the front, maintained their consistent pace. And it's paid off for them with a 1-2 victory in the end.
Yep. And with pretty much completely clean cars as well. We saw quite a few incidents in this event, quite a few incidents of contact and cars just going off the circuit in spectacular fashion. But these guys, they just managed to keep it together. It came close a couple of times to ending in tears, but as they parade down the back straight, you got to be proud of that.
They've done a great job. We'll run through the results in just a moment. I think these guys are going to go off and do a little bit of a celebratory donut, maybe? Or just a little bit of a photo op. Donut time, that's the way.
Why not both?
Disappointed in Bo not flashing his headlights while he's doing this, though.
Yeah, Bo. Get it together, mate.
Results are there he goes. He flashes him right on cue. Scott Larnock picks up the win over Bo Albert, as we said. 3/10 of a second in the end, the gap there. Dillon Sheppard next, not far behind as well. Thomas Hinds, great drive from him in 4th position. Gary Hamilton, though, great drive to get back through the field, up into 5th. Well done from him. Mark Dean, 6th. Stuart Hall in 7th position. Lewis Kugley, no practice, jumps in at the last second, finishes 8th. Well done. Andrew Stokes, 9th. And Corey Ott rounding out the top 10.
Brendan Jackson coming home a very strong 11th place from a 24th place start, with Jordan Mcdonald finishing in 12th place. Jay Boving is going to finish in 13th, with 14th place going to Mark Macdonald after a very unfortunate incident with Dillon Sheppard earlier in the race. He was the big loser from that one. Josh Muggleton, what a story. Absolutely flawless first half of the race, but it all went to hell in the second part of the race. From a first position start and domination down to a 15th place finish. David Coleman in 16th, George Johnson 17th, and the top 20 is rounded out by Alex Greenwood, Daniel Stevens, and David Kinmond.
Yeah, the rest of the field, click the wrong button there. Rest of the field, Gene Fiddies, Lewis Sola, Steve Hoppett, Ben Dowell, Jared Filsell, Griffin Gardner, Simon Mazzomo, and the rest of the guys, Jared Timon and Mark Turner, did race, did not start for the rest of the guys on that list. Ended up with 29 drivers tonight, which was pretty good turnout tonight for very, very tough track in this car, but a thoroughly enjoyable race.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. I mean, it's always these tracks that turn out the best racing. You know, the tracks that are just a little narrow, over the hills and far away in the eastern United States of America. Down in the south, NASCAR country, well, Virginia International Raceway is certainly here to stay, and it made a case for itself tonight in the Porsche Carrera Cup Australia Championship, presented by Sim Racing Bay. And it looks like we have our first interviewees coming in. It looks like Thomas Hinds is awaiting an interview.
Better bring him in for that. Congratulations on a good drive there, Thomas. Not quite enough to get past Dillon Sheppard there, but that was a pretty good battle that you guys were having there for pretty much all of the race, or the first half of the race.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Yeah, feel sorry more for Ben than anything. I really feel sorry for him because he ran it and just hit the contact there, and I'm not sure if he had major damage. I have no idea if that's why he retired or just out of feeling like he was responsible, but not his fault at all. He's need nothing to feel bad about if that's the case, because it's just one of those things. We all sort of checked up. Dillon he braked a bit earlier than we were all expecting, and there it went. So yeah, it was really good fun, really intense for that first half, and then had the spin. It was a bit fired up, as my initial reaction. If you guys probably heard on the radio there in game, was anything to go by, a little bit fired up there, and then obviously the safety car, which was a bit surprising. I didn't know we had competition cautions in this series, but either way, it was good for me because it meant I could catch up to the guys ahead and have a go. And then the second half was really just everyone kept going off ahead of me. Just people would go wide, they'd drop back a few spots, or there was contact with battles, and I just slipped through and got 4th in the end. So really happy with that. I mean, considering after the spin, I was thinking, maybe if I can ninja an 8th or something, I'll be lucky, to get 4th. I'm happy with that.
Fantastic result, Thomas. Well, coming up next round on the 13th of August, we're at Lime Rock, and it's going to be the first half of the second special format. So it's going to be the same deal as Mo Sport. Barber and Oran Park. So yeah, from a circuit like VIR to a circuit like Lime Rock, they're similar in a way, but Lime Rock is a hell of a lot shorter than VIR and a lot more compact. So I don't know. Are you looking for another good result there?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a good point. Actually, never really thought about it like that. But yeah, they're both very tight, very undulating tracks. But yeah, Lime Rock's the mini version. So it's I enjoyed it. I mean, I did the IMSA there in the C7. I kind of surprised myself with how enjoyable it was. I thought the C7 would be too big for it, but I mean, it was nearly too big for it, I thought. But it was very intense and very fun. So I think these things will go really well around there. Probably looking for another good result if I can. Top 10's usually the aim for me. If I can just manage that, I'm pretty happy. I seem to do all right in these cars. As I have said to a fair few people now, I think the more boat-like the car is, the better I do. So that's my secret. Give me a boat of a car, and then I'll do well. Whereas if it's anything with any precision, then no, can't do it. I'll definitely be looking for another top 10, I reckon. And should be very good fun. Very intense, I'm sure. I mean, this is intense enough at VIR, but around Lime Rock, it's going to be very full on. But I think it'll be a fantastic round for sure.
Fantastic, Thomas. Well, congratulations on your fourth place finish for Pro Force Racing, and we will see you next round.
Thank you very much, Reece, and thanks to the podcast as always.
Brilliant stuff. Thomas Hins there, your fourth place finisher. The next person we're going to go to is our race winner, Scott Larnack. Absolutely fantastic finish, Scott. Congratulations. Were you expecting to get the win going into this round?
Yeah, thanks, Reece. No, not really. Hey, Muggo had some absolutely crazy pace, and I just did a 3-hour drive from Sydney back home, so I'm a little bit shattered.
Well, I guess this was worth the drive home then.
Yeah. It's always good. I mean, always put a bit of hard work into getting the Porsche up to speed. We spent a bit of time fine-tuning it, get our heads around it. So, both Bo and I are able to capitalise now and push that little bit further and nip on the heels of Muggo. So, yeah, it's good fun.
Fantastic stuff. Well, yeah, obviously it was a very eventful race. All throughout the field, we saw a lot of incidents and lots of contact throughout the field. But at the end of it all, it looked like you and Bo were some of the only cars in the field that were pretty much completely clean.
Awesome.
Well, no damage showing up on my end at the very least, so obviously a good result for you guys. Well, going forward once again, Lime Rock is the next round in 2 weeks' time, and as I was just saying to Hinsey, it's in terms of undulation and bumpiness, quite similar to VIR. So I suppose the setup won't need much of a change.
Yeah, it's an interesting track, that's for sure. Bit of traffic and trying to get a good a quali lap in there is going to be a bit tough as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting, that's for sure. And also, obviously, as you know, is the times around there can be very, not even a few tenths separate, the top 5 or 10. So it's going to be interesting for sure.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win for ERT, Scott.
Thanks, Reece. Thanks, guys. Yeah, just obviously like to thank our sponsors, Logitech G. Obviously, they've signed up with us for another year for an extended contract, so that's awesome. And obviously, JRT and GTI, they're our other great sponsors that we have.
Excellent. Well, congratulations once again, Scott. We'll see you at Lime Rock.
Thanks, mate. See you then.
Next up on the roster, Bo Albert, the second place finisher. Well, Bo, after taking the win last round at Imola, you've backed it up and you've certainly graduated from the Hornets along with Scott with flying colours with a 1-2 here at VIR.
Yeah, going into today's round, I'm not sure any of us really expected a 1-2, especially when, during practice, which was quite long, we had plenty of time to think where we would end up in the field. We saw Muggos punching out 46s. So that terrified us a little bit, but yeah, to get a 1-2, it was obviously specific circumstances tonight which helped us out, but it's fantastic for the team and especially for me and Scott after, like you said, graduating from the Hornets to go this next step further and get this result. It's a great payback for Imola.
Well, once again, yeah, fantastic result. And I guess I'll repeat my question to Scott, to you. Certainly a very eventful race, and I think you were almost involved in a couple of incidents yourself. So, yeah, it's there was more than a sprinkling of luck involved out there if you wanted to get home with a clean car.
Yeah, you always need a sprinkle of luck, but tonight I also had quite a few sprinkles of oversteer. On the restarts and on cold tyres, my car was quite a handful and came into pressure quite a few times from Mcdonald and Dillon Sheppard, two very, very quick guys, so to be fighting up front with those guys is always a pleasure. But yeah, a little bit of luck played into my result tonight, but you'll take it when it comes, won't you?
Yeah, you certainly will. Well, congratulations, Bo, and I guess we'll see you at Lime Rock.
Absolutely terrified for it, but looking forward to it.
It's the reverse oval at Lime Rock Park, and I guess we'll be seeing them all there very shortly. Dillon Sheppard is going to be our next guy that we interview in the commentary box. Dillon, congratulations on the podium finish. Wasn't without a few incidents, though.
Yeah, it was a good race. I just rocked up. Very minimal practice, but yeah, kind of felt that the car had good race pace, especially after that safety car. yeah, like I was holding it with Bo, and I think I could have got past him as well. But yeah, unfortunately there was a bit of a squeeze there coming into that fast section. Yeah, watch the replay. It looks like he just squeezed me a little bit too tight. I was over the curb, but yeah, unfortunately then things happened. A bit of a shame because it was going to be a good fight.
Well, suppose coming into this round, were you expecting to finish third in the end? Obviously, there was the competition caution halfway through, but yeah, from ninth to third, it's obviously a result that you would be proud of, I guess.
Yeah, exactly right. I felt like I had the pace to be around the top 5 area, especially after the first 10 laps or so. It's just when you pop out of that draft, I just lost so much time, and the guys behind you can just throw it up coming off that back straight. So, yeah, really, I thought once that caution came out, I was like, well, if I can get behind these guys, I should be able to bring a fight to them, and yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, not a result I was expecting at all, but yeah, I'm very pleased with it. Starting to get used to this car, and yeah, hopefully can commit to the series.
Fantastic stuff, Sheppard. Well, I suppose we'll see you at Lime Rock Park then.
Yeah, that's it. I'll just go a quick shout out for the team, One Performance Racing, all the sponsors, Fast Kart Racing Developments, the guys that do sim racing as well, and virtual racing school with all the coaching they give me. I've become such a better driver with them, so I highly recommend that to everyone. And yeah, that's it. And thanks to you guys and the series admin for running a great series.
Brilliant stuff. Well, that was Dillon Sheppard there for One Performance Racing, your third place finisher. And the last person we're going to interview tonight is Mark Mcdonald. And Mark, I think it was a story of what could have been for you.
Hey guys, good evening. Well, good morning from Chicago. It's about 6 a.m. here. Yeah, I won't lie, I'm pretty disappointed with that result. But overall, pretty fantastic race. I actually, in qualifying, almost didn't even make the top 6 or whatever. I was running 149s that were going to put me like 10th or 12th or something, and then just my very last lap got in a 48.0, so I was up there, and got a really good start. There was some argy-bargy in front of us, and was able to just sneak into 4th, and then I just thought to myself, okay, well, I'm with looking at the rear bumper of Bo again, which is kind of what I do in this series, but that's not a bad place to be because it's always close to the front. And basically just held on there until the competition caution, and Bo got a little stumble off the line, and Dillon got inside, and then Dillon got sideways coming through the S's onto that kind of first straight there. I don't really know any of the corner names, and when we got into the fast left right kind of chicane there, I was on the inside for the left, and everyone that I've ever been on the inside of there always pulls out, so I thought that he was pulling out and came over. There's no way to go through there too wide. It just doesn't work, and I was on the outside then. So I got the brunt of it and got taken out, which was pretty disappointing. But it's it's an incident. It happens. These guys are all running super close, and you got to give it to Dillon for being so scrappy coming up after that competition caution. I thought he was aggressive at the right time. So really good race there.
Brilliant stuff, Mark. Well, despite that being a disappointing result in your words, are you looking forward to Lime Rock?
I hadn't looked at the schedule before you guys started interviewing folks and mentioning Lime Rock, and I gotta agree with everyone else. I'm terrified. That track is going to be. It's obviously a real bull ring. It's a tiny little thing. It should be really fun, I think, in the 911, because this track really suits those like kind of more driver tracks, I would say. It's really fun on the like bumpier, smaller kind of track. So it should be really fun, but it is going to be near impossible to get a good qualifying lap, and it's going to be really important, kind of making sure you stay out of trouble there. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, that's some very good closing words there from you, Mark. Obviously, commiserations for the result, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Well, thanks, guys, and thanks to Sim Racing Bay and everyone hosting the series. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Indeed, you will. Well, that was Mark Mcdonald, our final interviewee for tonight. And Jay, wow, absolutely fantastic event once again. The Porsche Carrera Cup Australia Championship just turns it up every single time, doesn't it?
I was just saying with a few people in the YouTube chat how amazing this series is and how enjoyable every single race that we've had in this series has been. So bring on 2 weeks' time because I'm really looking forward to it. Cannot wait for Lime Rock in this series.
Yeah, I certainly can't either. A reminder that you will be able to catch us at V8's Online, not on Thursday night, of course, because Joe's taken a little bit of time off, but we will be back on Sunday for the V8 Supercar Online Premiere Series, and broadcasting will resume as normal after that. So once again,
We'll still have Monday and Wednesday, though.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes.
We'll still be on then, so don't forget about tomorrow. You are wondering.
Yes, of course. Yeah, brain is a little bit full at the moment because I'm going back to university tomorrow.
Woo-hoo!
So
go race!
Yeah, hooray! Wonderful. I'm actually majoring in broadcasting, funnily enough. So that's going to be fun.
You'll enjoy it, mate, and you'll do everyone proud, including yourself.
Jay.
Let's wonder that.
Thanks, guys. Well, on that note, I think it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching, and of course, be sure to like and follow us on social media, and be sure to check up at v8sonline.com for all the latest scoop from the Australia-New Zealand community. And if you're an AusNZ driver, be sure to join our Discord that we have set up for the AusNZ community, a new place for you all to get together and have a chat about all things sim racing. Well, you have been watching V8's Online's live broadcast of the Porsche Carrera Cup Australia Championship presented by Sim Racing Bay, Round 6 from Virginia International Raceway. I'm Reese Gardner. Joining me has been Jay Kennedy, and Scott Larnack was your race victor. We'll see you next time.